not just your Scream movie type crimes. The fear lasted a month or two.
Everyone is curious about Emily Compagno's private life now that her secrets are out in the light. Though her furious co-hosting role on Fox News Outnumbered may be her most well-known feature, Emily Compagno is much more than that. Come with me as I delve into the intriguing history of this multi-talented superstar, from her far-flung travels to her unexpected abilities. Prepare to be engrossed in the life of this former NFL cheerleader who has become a legal whiz. If you think you know Emily, be ready for some shocking truths that will change your mind. Emily Compagno spent her childhood in El Cerrito, California, after being born in Oak Knoll, California on November 9, 1979. John Compagno, her father, is of Sicilian-Italian ancestry, and Catherine, her mother, is of English, Bohemian, and German ancestry. Both Emily's childhood and her professional decisions were heavily influenced by her family. The blood bank director at Oak Knoll Naval Hospital was her father's notable position. There is a long history of military duty in Emily Compagno's family. The esteemed rank of commander in the United States was held by her father. He served in the Navy Medical Corps for many years, attending to the physical and mental health requirements of sailors. She comes from a long line of brave military men. Two of her uncles are now serving their country with honor. Armies displaying their dedication to the country in many ways. Beyond that, her second cousin and his wife left an indelible effect on American history as U.S. Navy aviators, doing their jobs by flying. No doubt Compagno's strong sense of duty and patriotism has been molded by his strong military ancestry. Those traits helped make Emily Compagno the fiery personality and astute legal analyst that she is on Fox News. But what more is there to her? This fascinating woman is more than meets the eye, from her fearless nature to the depths of her life experiences. She has withheld some fascinating secrets from you, until now. Get ready to explore them. Embark on a profound exploration of Emily's life as this film unveils the tales that have molded her into the remarkable individual she is today. Of her three sisters, Emily is the smallest. Giulietta Skoog, Emily's older sister, was born in the middle of the 1970s and grew up in El Cerrito as well. On the mother's side, Giulietta has English, Bohemian, and Baden-Württemberg ancestry. On the father's side, she is Sicilian. The middle sister, Natalie, was also born in Oakland, California in the late 1970s and has a similar mixed-race background. Even though Emily is now more visible in the public eye, her siblings have always been encouraging of each other's professional endeavors. The ethnic heritage of the Compagno family is varied and extensive. Her surname name comes from an Italian phrase meaning amiability or kindness, and Emily herself is of Italian ancestry. Her identity and professional demeanor have been impacted by her ethnic ancestry, which gives her characters depth and appeals to a varied audience. Beginning with her great-grandfather and many other ancestors who bravely and devotionally fought during World War I, Compagno's family heritage of military duty is profoundly ingrained. Over the years, this steadfast commitment to serve persisted. Rosa, her great-great-grandmother, set off on the Gold Star Mother's Pilgrimage in 1930, a voyage that would profoundly impact her emotionally. Visiting the cemeteries of her children who had died in battle was an important part of her journey abroad. The significant sacrifices her family has made for their nation are powerfully illustrated by this sad journey, which symbolizes their principles of duty and dedication that have been passed down through centuries. Graduate of the University of Washington with a BA in political science, Emily Compagno set off on her academic path. She stood out while she was a student at the institution and eventually earned the U.S. Cadet of the Quarter Award from the Air Force Reserve Officer Training Corps. This recognition is a testament to her hard work and ability to manage her leadership and academic obligations well. This honor shows how dedicated and capable she was as an undergraduate, even if she did not finish ROTC. Emily went on to get a JD in 2006 after thriving as an undergraduate at the University of San Francisco's School of Law. She held several prominent leadership positions throughout her tenure as a law student, including president of the Federalist Society and articles editor of the Intellectual Property Law Bulletin. Her career-defining abilities in legal writing and critical thinking were honed in these positions, which also gave her a voice in the academic world. Emily Compagno has been a notable figure in her professional trajectory, showcasing her adaptability and dedication across several sectors through a varied variety of responsibilities. Her career has taken her from cheering to a job in law, and she has used her abilities and experiences in each area to great use. Following her passing the California bar exam, Compagno began her career in law, practicing criminal defense in San Francisco while also heading the Oakland Raiders cheering team. Her experience as a federal supervising attorney and acting director at the Social Security Administration allowed her to refine her legal skills while handling intricate cases including fraud, regulations, and labor conflicts. She was involved on a worldwide scale as well, thanks to her legal roles in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and Cape Town, South Africa, which gave her a well-rounded professional foundation. She also served as a senior judge's judicial extern for the late Honorable John T. Noonan at the U.S. She gained priceless knowledge of the appeal process and the court system while working for the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. Her outstanding skill for thorough legal analysis and critical thought was on full display in this job, as was her ability to overcome complex legal difficulties. Emily Compagno's professional cheering career flourished in tandem with her growing law career. Joining the Oakland Raiders cheerleading squad was a lifelong goal of hers, and she worked her way up to captaincy. As a result of her hard work and leadership in this position, the National Football League, NFL, chose her to be an ambassador, and she now promotes the NFL in places like Shanghai and Beijing. Working with the Raiders was more than just a pastime. It was a pivotal moment in her career that allowed her to demonstrate her PR and leadership chops. A moving example of her commitment and the respect she gained from the USO, she was one of 5 NFL cheerleaders chosen to visit U.S. troops stationed in Iraq and Kuwait during her time with the league. A dynamic and multifaceted career is reflected in Emily Compagno's professional journey. She has a strong grasp of domestic and international law from her legal duties, and her leadership and public engagement skills are sharp from her experience as an NFL cheerleader and ambassador. All of these things have prepared her well for a career in television, where she can put her varied background to good use. Throughout her time at Fox News, Emily Compagno has consistently delivered impressive performances that showcase her personality and competence. In December 2018, she became a contributor for the network, where she shared her media knowledge and legal acumen with many. Several shows on Fox News Channel FNC have included Compagno's commentary as a legal commentator. Her legal acumen and insightful commentary were featured prominently on shows like Gutfeld and The Five, where she offered her insights on recent news stories and legal matters. She has become a respected voice on the network due to her talent at simplifying difficult legal topics. Compagno's duties at Fox News grew to include hosting in addition to legal commentary, along with other notable personalities including Harris Faulkner and Kayleigh McEnany. She was announced as a co-host of Outnumbered in January 2021. Her variety and depth as a host have been showcased by her engagement with a greater range of themes in this capacity. Furthermore, you can hear Emily on Fox News Audio as presenter of the Fox True Crime podcast with Emily Compagno. She explores different facets of real crime every week, such as high-profile prosecutions, unsolved murders, and survivor tales. Her talent for engaging audiences and shedding light on complex criminal justice topics is on full display in this podcast. She has also shown her ability to moderate in-depth conversations about landmark court cases that have affected American culture through her work with Fox Nation's Crimes That Changed America, which premiered its inaugural season on March 9, 2020. A leading figure in both legal analysis and television presenting, Emily Compagno's job at Fox News showcases her multi-talented abilities and her talent for connecting with a varied audience. After making an inaccurate comment on voting rights in Kenya in 2022, Emily Compagno received criticism from Kenyans. She asserted during a panel discussion that pregnant women in Kenya can't exercise their right to vote because they aren't permitted to leave their houses. Anger and outrage, particularly on Twitter, ensued shortly after her remarks. Anger and dismay were voiced by several Kenyans, including prominent ones. As an example, prominent social analyst Pauline Njoroge called out Fox News and Compagno for their deceptive and condescending remarks, and she urged them to remove them. Additionally, several Kenyans retracted her claim. According to Esther Passaris, pregnant women in Kenya have special privileges, including the freedom to leave the house and the ability to cast their ballots ahead of the queue. They are eligible for free maternity care under the Linda Mama program run by the government. According to Yvonne Owar, there are problems with the American educational system since the media discusses global topics without conducting adequate study. As an illustration of Kenya's support for pregnant women even during elections, Michael Olinga mentioned that expecting moms do not have to wait in line to vote, and cited a 2017 incident in which a lady gave birth at a voting booth. In response to Compagno's comments, Mwongera Mutiga highlighted the fact that pregnant women in Kenya frequently keep working in fields and doing strenuous labor. The right to vote, free from unjustified limitations, is guaranteed to all citizens of Kenya under the 2010 Constitution. To make sure that everyone has a chance to vote, this includes accommodations for those with disabilities and other special needs. The response to Compagno's comment highlights the significance of factual reporting and the necessity for public personalities in the media to adequately investigate and comprehend the subjects they cover. Her erroneous remark offended many Kenyans who called for an apology from both her and Fox News. Some Twitter users responded to the criticism by drawing attention to the real situation in Kenya. According to what they said, pregnant women get free maternity treatment and enhanced voting rights. They brought up the fact that the nation strives to ensure that all of its people, irrespective of their circumstances, are able to participate in the voting process. Those who were critical emphasized how important it is for journalists to verify information before releasing their reports, particularly those working for major news outlets like Fox News. Regarding individual liberties, the Kenyan Constitution is rather explicit. Every citizen is guaranteed the right to vote under Article 38, and the state shall not discriminate against any individual on any basis, including pregnancy, according to Article 27, Section 4. Voting must also take into consideration the unique circumstances of people with disabilities and other protected characteristics, as stated in Article 82. As a whole, this episode highlighted the problem of disinformation and the media's duty to report the news accurately. The Kenyan people took use of the occasion to inform others about the importance of voting and the government's initiatives to guarantee that all citizens, including pregnant women, had a fair chance to cast their ballots. There was a lot of uproar over Emily Compagno's false claim on voting rights and pregnant women in Kenya. The importance of media personalities being knowledgeable and truthful in their reporting, particularly when covering foreign countries, was further highlighted. It is important to recognize and respect the reality of diverse cultures and legal systems, and the strong reactions and thorough corrections from Kenyans served as a reminder of that. Emily Compagno, however, remained firm on business by continuing to defend her position in the face of the criticism she received. To support her assertions, she cited an unnamed website. Do we think Emily Compagno should be more careful when handling delicate topics like that? Given her lack of training as a journalist, some may find her actions to be excusable. Her life narrative is an eclectic blend of public successes and intimate stories that reveal her genuine character. If you want the inside scoop, you have to read this all the way to the end. We will walk you through the major events of her life, illuminating the turning points, struggles,